Hello and welcome to Newsnight. Tonight, government to summon all Metropolitan, Municipal and District Chief Executives in mining areas following JoyNews' Exposé, a tax for Galamsey, which highlights how the Amansie District Assembly is taxing illegal miners.
Who is the Assembly? Is it the Chief Executive that is issuing this particular statement? How do you give a license to an illegal activity?
And the Assembly is trying to justify it. And I'm quite disappointed.
We have details as government also discloses its decision to interdict the Amansie Central DCE and others implicated in that particular exposé.
This calls for an emergency meeting. As I go out, I'm going to call the CEO and the minister. The MMDCEs are therefore here for a day meeting.
Also, Speaker of Parliament directs Business Committee to schedule 2 controversial bills, anti-gay and dual citizenship bills.
And also in this bulletin, Accra High Court dismisses an application by former Deputy Director of the National Service Authority seeking a referral of a case to the Supreme Court, describing the request as lacking merit. We have details as the ruling clears the way for the trial to proceed after the referral bid was struck out. In business,
banks expect strong pickup in lending as interest rates continue to fall.
In sports,
Kotoko's interim coach is confident the Porcupines will close the gap on the table against Hasselfolk.
Later, we tell you how climate change is forcing farmers to abandon food crops for cashew. The boom is profitable, but very risky.
I told them where we used to farm. They have used a lot of the land for cashew plantation, so you can't get vast land to farm.
We have the details of these and many other stories coming up shortly. You can be a part of the show by sending us a WhatsApp on 055 11 11 997. My name is Kenneth. Jesse.
Mine is Gemma up here.
Details shortly. Government has served notice of its decision to interdict Amansie Central DCE and others implicated in the tax for Galamsey documentary pending the outcome of its investigations. And this follows a petition by JoyNews to the presidency demanding an urgent and decisive action in response to the exposé detailing evidence of the institutionalization of illegal mine activities within the Amansie West district. We'll hear from the local government minister Ahmed Ibrahim shortly. But first, my colleague Caleb Ziblim of the JoyNews research desk is joining me in the studio with details. Caleb, let's understand what the demands were when they presented that petition to the presidency.
Okay, Ken, so the petition dated February 9th, 2026, which was addressed to the President of Ghana, laid out 4 specific requests to the presidency and the minister. The first is an immediate independent investigation into the matters raised in the documentary. The second is an interdiction of the implicated officials pending the outcome of the investigation. And then if you go through the petition, it does not only mention the DCE for the area, but it also mentions NADMO officials, the assembly staff, and also some compliance officers. The third point was a public audit of all assembly revenues and accounts connected to mining-related activities in the district, and finally, strengthen oversight mechanisms to prevent the abuse of public authority in the enforcement of anti-Galamsey operations nationwide.
And what was the management's expectation? Right, Caleb Ziblim with our research desk. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, the presiding member of Amansie Central Assembly, Isaac Osei, has revealed that security operatives in the district are fully aware of the taxes taken from illegal miners.
In all our meetings, we work with security operatives. Anytime the assembly go for meetings, we go with security operatives. We have set up a task force which the security operatives themselves are even part of to fight illegal mining.
Yes, not Bambo Fono aware of a tona namoji freezer that illegal practice nana.
No more aware. Okay. The security operatives themselves are aware of the tax. The second thing is, when we tax illegal mining, we can also make some money out of it for the assembly. The tax is supposed to serve as a deterrent to people engaged in illegal mining. But since it is not working and the people are still doing it, we need to tax it so that we get money from Galamsey to develop the assembly.
Okay, Jinaha Mami, Wadaroma, Ahaye Adum 106.3, Oman Peniti, Original Minister, Anna, Ojumamum Penufuti, Equire Quatia former Goodia, Yentu no one quanson. So Bianca said, Yetuasie. But the old kind of picture say, Esa and some Sika more than Adeshia war Amansie Central, Asante Mantem, Ghana, the bigger picture no. Moma Ginemuno, Sikano and Wakoban for so chain, and Amontu of my morning Naja Adum say into Yapum de one seminyamasem, Yaduan no consideration, but rather no. Is it
not the case that because you are struggling to fight illegal mining, you have decided to tax the illegality and make money out of it?
That is not the case because but who can we, you know? But who can we, you know? Debbie, say, your casa French remove bra, Wadaroma. And Chimunu say, Eye Dukrana, Sikawum. You've considered the monetary gains. Yes, no problem with that. But they may kind of say, to mean your name free who say, under the considerations, no, assembly no ABM IGF crowd from that was one unique opportunity, even though it was an illegality, no. Most would be Jessica Ediama Adeshewa Amansie Central. That was a consideration. Is it not the case?
Right, so that there was the presiding member of Amansie Central Assembly, Isaac Osei-Dua, speaking to Omanhene Asante of Adom FM there, defending the decision to tax illegal miners there.
But local government minister Ahmed Ibrahim says a nationwide audit will be conducted on all assembly revenues and accounts connected to mining-related activities in the district.
As a government, our ears and eyes are always on the ground. And don't forget, we are also the fourth estate of the government. So we take information from all other sectors. There are some investigations we are embarking upon. But thank God, this one was raised by your good self. And you know, the president doesn't sleep on matters like that. He knows what to do and at what time. So we have been asked to receive the petition on behalf of the government, and all the 4 pointers that were included in it are going to be carried on religiously. The one that we are asking for independent investigation, the one we are asking for immediate audit of all the Galamsey related revenues in the place, and the one for the interdiction of the officials responsible for those activities, and how to strengthen mechanisms to make sure that we are able to close all the loops. And I think that is why government embarked upon this exercise of 9 months and all the people going to those places. But as I said, it has come to our notice and steps are being taken. And your petition is going to be an added opportunity. So the president will decide what.
We learned today from the Assembly that this was actually written in law. There's a bylaw approved by the Assembly that was simply being implemented. That must come to us as a surprise, because the taxing funds which John Mohammed has explicitly quoted.
It is a matter we have to take home as a government. Because if you look at the NDC 2024 manifesto, it was a manifesto of resets. So this was law that was being implemented by the previous administration. And now Ghanaians voted in 2024 that there should be a reset. So if Shamfan was being charged before 2024, in 2023, in 2021, and monies were being collected, now there's a new government who says, I'm resetting. So what reset are we also doing in that place? And that is why I just wanted to receive the petition and to tell you that government will work on it in order not to fall a victim of an investigator preempting or prejudging the matter. But clearly, it is good JoyNews or Joy FM will carry upon this research and approaches. We are going to go up before the CEO for Gov't and the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. We're asking for these MMDCEs in Galamsey or mining-related area to see how best we can address one of those issues to make sure that we become 10 of the past. So it's good this has come. And once again, this is going to be an added thing. But we cannot win this fight without you. So it's a joint fight we are all going to embark upon. But clearly, there is something that has to be worked on. I'm somebody who doesn't want sharing responsibility. I face responsibilities. This champagne tax and all levy and it are things that are happening in these Galamsey related areas before we came to power. Now we are in power. Now you are the municipal or district chief executive. What steps are you taking? If it was being done and you have come, is it good that we should allow it to be there? But I, as a local government minister, didn't know that it was part of the local internally generated fund. But now that you have brought it, it's going to be one of the matters that is going to be addressed.
So that is the local government minister, Ahmed Ibrahim, there. In a related development, the Amansie Central District Assembly has defended its revenue collection practices, denying any wrongdoing in its dealings with illegal miners. The Assembly insists that its charges on earth-moving equipment, including excavators, are legitimate and date back to 2008, but environmental campaigners have strongly criticized attempts by the Assembly to justify its decision to tax illegal miners.
But clearly, I don't want to just jump.
It's laughable, and I'm wondering why it is the Assembly that is issuing a statement. Who is the Assembly? Is it the Chief Executive that is issuing this particular statement? Atawola said, how do you give a license to an illegal activity? Chamfans are banned. Mining in the water bodies are banned. So how does an assemblyman go to an illegal site and goes to, give a license? They are betting with the particular crime that is being committed. So if you look into the Act 995, that is an illegal activity. And by now we should be expecting that the DCE, the finance officer, the coordinating director, everybody involved should be arrested.
And the Assembly is trying to justify it. And I'm quite disappointed because we should have dealt swiftly with this matter. He should not be at post so many hours after this documentary has aired. And the fact that we are acting in not a very swift manner shows that we don't appreciate the seriousness of this situation. This is a serious situation. How are we going to have any reset when illegality is being condoned and the persons at the heart of it are still walking free? And let's be clear, he's not the only DCE involved in this kind of activity. They should all be rounded up. They should all be arrested, prosecuted, so that we see that indeed there's a reset going on.
Well, let's bring in Alfred Asiedueje. He's the president of the National Association of Local Authorities of Ghana. Alfred, grateful for your time this evening. There's been justification from the Amansie Central District Assembly that this tax that they take from illegal miners is justified, and it's bounded by a bylaw which dates back as far as 2008. Are you aware of anything like that?
Okay, thank you very much. I chanced upon the response from the Assembly. But from the knowledge point of view, let's get some fundamentals right. Now, under Article 240 of the 1992 Constitution, okay, and the Local Governance Act, that is the Act 936, every district assembly have the authority to levy rates, fees, and charges. Every assembly has the authority to make bylaws for the local governance, to mobilize internal generator for that, the IGF. Okay, so this part gives the assembly the revenue powers. Okay, but there's a limit to this authority. Okay, the Act 936 does not give assemblies power to legalize or regulate illegal activities. Okay. You cannot derive public revenue from illegal acts. Okay? So now the central question that we need to ask, okay, what exactly does the bylaws of the assembly, or what does it conflict with the national law? That's the first question we need to ask. Narrowing down to the issue at stake. Now, mining is governed by the national legislation, not local discretion. Okay? Now, there are mining laws, or we have the mining, the Mineral and the Mining Act. That is the Act, it is 706, 703. I stand to be corrected. Okay? We have the Small Scale Mining Act, which requires license from Mineral Commission, Environmental Protection Agency, that's the EPA, and compliance with lands and water protection laws. So the question is that the District Assembly are sick, okay? Do they ensure that the money that they were collecting have gone through all these processes, or they've gotten a license from the institution that I have named? Okay, that's the first question that we need to ask. And as you know, in Ghana, under the Ghana legal hierarchy, we have the Constitution, we have the Act of Parliament, we have the legislative instrument and the bylaws. Okay, so the question is that even if a bylaw was passed in 2008 and revenues were collected under the previous administration, okay, now if that bylaws conflicts with Act 703 or environmental laws, it raises legal questions. It becomes legally questionable.
So in essence, the Amansie Central District have flouted the laws. Is that what you're saying?
No. I can't say that for now. Okay? I can't say that for now. The question we need to ask is that the revenue being collected, is it legal or illegal? That's the first question. As I said, Assembly can collect fees, can collect tolls. But the question at stake now is that is the revenue being collected, or the revenue being collected, is it legal or not illegal? So the question out in were these excavators operating under the valid small-scale mining licenses? That's the first question that every objective Ghanaian needs to ask. If no, collecting fees become problematic. Once again, if no, it may be interpreted as what institutional tolerance for what? Illegality.
What if it is yes? Because there are issuance of receipts, which we have records of it, including undercover journalists who paid money, and receipts were issued to them. So now that we know that receipts were issued to them, are we to assume that these are legitimate? And what is the way forward, really?
Okay, I don't want to preempt because there's going to be an okay. But let me come down. Maybe I will come to the main points. Okay.
Briefly, please.
From the letter to they spoke about administration. Okay. And blah blah blah. But the question does administrative continuity equate legal validity? That is the first question we need to ask. Okay. And sometimes we think that bad practices repeated over time, okay, must mature into legality. To me, I think it is no. It is no. Okay? It is no. It's absolutely no. So now, on the licensing issue, now before the revenue was collected, did the Assembly verify the operators held valid small-scale mining licenses from the Mineral Commission? That's the question. Because your investigation did not cover that. Okay? Your investigation did not cover that. Whether the monies or the levies or the fees that were collected is from people who have gotten the license from the Mineral Commission. Did you do that? That's the next question that maybe I will ask. On classification, so if the fees charged from the general earth moving equipment used, does it apply specifically to only the mineral operations? That's the next question. Maybe your listening to did not cover that.
Right.
Okay. On the last one, maybe on the environmental compliance, was the EPA involved in validating the activities from the revenue that was collected? Your listening to this did not cover that. I mean, it was the general something. So the question is that has the 2008 bylaws ever been reviewed by the Assembly to ensure consistency with the Act 703 and current environmental regulations? That is the next question. Maybe I will also ask.
Okay.
All right. On the enforcement issue, on the last one, the enforcement issue, if an operator refused to pay the fees, would the Assembly stop mining? Would the Assembly stop the mining activities or only pursue the revenue? I think in the previous visit, a certain lady was lamenting that the Assembly is thinking about the money that they will collect.
Okay.
Not so those are the things that we need to find out. But as I said, I don't want to preempt. But in general, most district assembly are under resource and depend heavily on the IGF and maybe the common fund. Okay. However, revenue mobilization to me must never blur the line between regulation and legitimization of illegal activities. I think that would be my take on that as an alert resident.
Alfred Esiediweje, thank you very much. But right now, though, we have a breaking news story coming in. Gemma.
Well, Ken, Baba Jamal has been cleared by the NDC committee, which was instituted to probe the allegations of vote buying at the NDC primary over the weekend. My colleague Michael Ashale is on the line to give us the details. Michael, tell us what's happening now.
Yes, so just a few minutes ago, the party executives just concluded a crucial meeting celebrating on the 3-member investigative committee set up to look into the allegations of vote buying and how the Ayawaso East primary went. They have just come out, and the general secretary of the party, CC Yavikwete, just told us that, well, as it stands now, and given the constraints of time and some other issues, at least also some fear that the party has, they have no choice but to allow Baba Jamal to sail through and represent the NDC in the Ayawaso East by-election. That is to be held on the 3rd of March 2026. What he's told us, the explanation is that, one, we have less than 24 hours because the EC gave until tomorrow when they will close nominations for the by-election. That means that essentially the NDC has less than 24 hours to actually submit or present a candidate for that particular election. So if they go by the recommendation from the majority committee, the majority caucus in Parliament, who were calling for the annulment of the elections because of how it went, then that means that they'll have to scramble to be able to hold an election in 24 hours. And CP doesn't think that it would have been possible for the party to do that. Effectively, they have now come to the understanding that Baba Jamal should represent the party. So there are questions also about whether the party was going to sanction all 5 people, because it revealed to us that the committee was able to establish that all 5 candidates admitted to some level of giving, with expectations that some of these delegates will be motivated, also that there's some motivation that they are giving to these people to feel that they have to vote in a particular line. When it comes to punishment, it says that they have left that to President John Dramani Mahama to use the code of conduct for government appointees. Effectively, that means that President Mahama is the one who's supposed to punish all those who are appointees of these 5 people part of the government. But from the party's point of view, not much will happen, except that they also set up a 7-member committee that's also supposed to effectively expand or come up with some reforms that will help the party to end all forms of quote-unquote vote buying in any future elections, and they will wait for that committee. The committee will first be made up of the 3 members of that investigative committee, so to be Kwache, and then 4 additional individuals will be added to that committee to do this new work, expanding the regulations around the elections in NDC, which they hope will cure vote buying so glaringly this way in the future.
Michael, per your interaction with Fifi Kwete, did you get the sense that the party was under some level of compulsion to clear Baba Jamal, looking at the time frame in actually going to the EC and filing to be part of the by-election?
Well, when it comes to that, I don't know what exactly when you say compulsion means, but I get the impression that the party was constrained in some form. One time, they cannot, if they decide to annul this election or disqualify Baba and run the elections again, they are able to tell whether they're able to raise or hold a new election to raise a new candidate in less than 24 hours. And also fill the forms and submit to the Electoral Commission and have a candidate in the by-election. So on that level, you may say that the party under some level of constraint, and they have to accept Baba Jamal, who actually won or was declared by the Electoral Commissioner as the winner of that primary in Ayawaso East. So they will allow Baba Jamal to go. On the other side, they also feel that Baba Jamal, the 5 other candidates, although they agreed, they all confessed to some extent to the investigative committee that they had given something. They will also leave that to President John Mahama. Beyond this, I did not get any other impression that there was external forces trying to influence the decision of the party. This is a functional executive committee.
Unfortunately, we've lost Michael Ashali, but pretty much he told us what is happening currently at the office of headquarters of the NDC. Baba Jamal has been cleared to contest the Ayawaso East by-election.
All right, let's head to the House of Legislature now, because the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has tonight directed the Business Committee of Parliament to schedule two controversial bills, the anti-LGBTQ bill and the dual citizenship bill, for consideration on the floor of the House. The reintroduction of the Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill, popularly known as the anti-LGBTQ bill, follows former President Akufo-Addo's decision not to assent to it until two pending legal issues are resolved.
Let's hear from the minority who, over the past 2 weeks, have been challenging the majority, accusing them of delaying the process and acting in bad faith. Minority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin spoke on the floor of the House.
As we speak, they have refused, neglected, and deliberately denying the people of Ghana that anti-LGBT law that they themselves spoke about. To make matters worse, our own curriculum, they have found space to introduce this promotion of sexual rights in the curriculum of our children. When they were exposed, this is what they had to say, that it was a mistake and that an anomaly. What an anomaly? When government documents have been printed, circulated, and signed by no less a person than the sector minister, and through the vigilance of the minority, you get exposed, you now say it was an anomaly. We don't accept this. We hold a view that the NDC used the anti-LGBT law only for power. And now that they are facing the reality, they want to find a way of running away from it. We will insist that they act by their own principle.
That's the minority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin there. Let's still stay in the House and bring in our resident correspondent, James Aveji. James, the Speaker in his statement addressed this concern. But first, what were his justifications?
Well, Ken, so the reason at the time for not signing this bill, you remember, degenerated into the conversation about whether this particular bill will put some financial burden on the public purse, where if in that case, then it must be a bill supported by government and not a private member's bill. The Speaker said he's ordered some committees to look into that and to clear this bill in all aspects before it comes back to the floor.
Subsequently, I directed that the drafting be redone and the bill transmitted in pursuant of Order 186. Then I directed the Committee on Private Members' Bill and Private Members' Motion to consider again and advise me on whether the bill complies with the relevant constitutional provisions. The committee observed, and I want to read the observation of the committee. The committee observed that, 1, the reintroduced bill maintains its underlying principles and core objectives. 2, the bill does not contravene any constitutional provision, particularly Articles 106 and 108 of the 1992 Constitution. 3, the bill does not contain any provision that seeks to impose taxation or charge on the consolidated fund or other public funds of Ghana, or impose payment, issue, or withdrawal from the consolidated fund. The committee, by a unanimous decision, advised that the bill be introduced in the House. Honorable members, I have reviewed the report of the committee and formed the opinion that the bill does not impose or alter taxation or a charge on the consolidated fund in the manner stipulated in Article 108 of the Constitution.
James, that was the Speaker's justification, but what were his directives?
He has directed that the majority leader and the other members of the business committee in their next meeting should make sure that they schedule this bill for immediate consideration of the House.
The bill has gone through all the processes in accordance with the standing orders of the House. I therefore direct that the bill be scheduled by the business committee to be presented to the House for consideration. I was calling your attention because this has been one of the topics in the public arena, and I've heard some of you contribute to the debate without much information and misled a lot of people. This is the state of the bill, and we'll go through our standing orders. We have to comply with our standing orders, and that's why by the standing orders I have been enjoined to read this opinion to you. Please convey the same message to your constituents.
I still have James Afiji on the line. James, another bill that whipped some public debate years ago will also come back. Tell us more.
That was the constitutional amendment bill, originally 2022, which was 2021, which was introduced by Honorable Kennedy Osei-Nyako, also as a private member's bill aimed at amending the part of the Constitution that prohibits dual citizens from holding certain sensitive positions in Ghana. That bill expired with the 8th Parliament. It has been brought back, and he has got some backing from other 3 members of Parliament to carry this out. The Speaker said it has also gone through all of the processes, and so that should also be scheduled for immediate consideration, where if passed, people with dual citizenship could hold certain key positions or sensitive positions in the country.
The bill complies with the relevant constitutional requirements and unanimously advised that the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana Amendment Bill 2025 be introduced before the House. Honorable members, I have carefully considered the report of the committee and have formed the view that the bill does not impose or alter any taxation, nor does it create a charge on the consolidated fund within the meaning of Article 108 of the Constitution. The bill has duly undergone all the requisite stages in accordance with the standing orders of the House. Accordingly, I direct that the Business Committee schedule the bill for the presentation to the House. Please, I so direct. So, Business Committee, in your next meeting, please schedule these 2 bills, and copies will be given to all members. And I want to call on all members to take time to read the provisions. These are 2 critical bills for the consideration of this House. We'll take our time to go through them. They will not be rushed through the House. And at the end of the day, please, we'll be addressing the interests of the people we represent.
Abun Bagbin is the Speaker of Parliament. It's now time for business, and George Riafe is here with the latest. George?
Hi, Kenneth, and coming up in business, banks expect strong pickup in lending in coming months as interest rates continue to fall. And Ghana Airport Company defends the airport infrastructure fee, cites upgrade of airport's infrastructure as reasons. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one-stop shop for all your office essentials. Welcome back to Business on Newsnight. Now, commercial banks have indicated that they expect lending to pick up strongly in the coming months as interest rates continue to fall. Now, this follows a Bank of Ghana data which showed that there is some reduction in credit to businesses as well as complaints from firms operating in the sector. But Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Banks, JoyNews, says looking at the current environment, things would definitely improve.
For correlation between interest rates and credit expansion. And there are numerous theoretical and empirical evidence that establishes that position. Therefore, as interest rates are dropping, we should expect more lending to credit-worthy customers, households and businesses alike. So I'm very confident that we are going to see a regime of perhaps more demand for credit, because it takes the tool, the demand side, which is coming from. There is scope for a gradual recovery in credit, especially to productive sectors. We have recorded improved macroeconomic stability, which should reduce premium double credit pricing. So I would say that lending will be sustained, and potentially we are going to record some good growth in lending.
Johnny Waa is the chief executive of the Ghana Association of Banks. Now, the Bank of Ghana has indicated that it will not hesitate to sanction any bank over failure to strictly comply with the revised directive on net open positions for the commercial banks. We have details in the following report.
The disclosure by the Bank of Ghana is coming after the regulator disclosed that it has revised the current net open positions for commercial banks. Net open position can be described as the difference between the bank's total foreign currency assets and liabilities, representing its unhedged exposure to currency fluctuations. The regulator in the circular noted that based on this review, banks are now not required to hold position in pounds, euros, and other currencies. Again, the aggregate net open position shall also not exceed 20% of what the bank is holding. Commercial banks are also required to continue to submit the daily bank returns. This should cover each working day and should be submitted no later than 10 a.m. the next day.
And that is the Business Text Report. Now, Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama has called for development of a practical framework to support the orderly bank listing on the Ghana Stock Exchange. Dr. Isiama made these remarks during the inaugural meeting of the steering and technical committees of the Commercial Bank Listing Project.
Your task, colleagues, over the coming months is to deliver a framework that is practical, a framework that is credible, and a framework that is grounded in Ghana's realities. One that supports orderly bank listings, strengthens governance, mobilizes long-term capital, and preserves confidence in the financial system. I want to encourage you, colleagues, to approach this assignment, therefore, with rigor, with openness, and with a strong sense of public responsibility.
Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama. The Ghana Airport Company has defended the decision to implement the Airport Infrastructure Development Charge. Managers of the airport have started implementing the fee of up to $100 for international flights and 100 cedis for domestic flights. Managing Director of the Ghana Airport Company, Yvonne Opari, argued that the fee is aimed at development infrastructure at the airport. She spoke at the 5th Aviation Ghana Breakfast meeting in Accra today.
Everything that comes beautiful comes with a cost. Can we imagine, as the Director General had referred to, that if there was no Terminal 3 and if we were only going to be comfortable in Terminal 2 and we hadn't taken the pains to actually pay for Terminal 3 to come, how would Ghana's aviation have been? So we are at a time where we necessarily have to expand, and expansion comes with cost. But at the end of it all, if we see what the cost has gone and what it has done, what it has gone to and what it has done, we will be happy for it.
Managing Director of the Ghana Airport Company, Yvonne Opari. Now, country leader and chief executive of Salon Alliance Life Insurance, Teria Ben Ahmed, is asking government to sustain the current economic trajectory, citing its potential to drive growth in the insurance industry. Speaking to Joy Business, Mr. Ahmed urged government to also maintain the current stability because of its impact on the operations of businesses.
Inflation down, 13 months sustainable decline to 3.8% in January. Which one again? Interest rate down, driving, if you like, some rebound activity in the bonds market.
Yeah, floor prices coming down also well.
I mean, all I will say, or what our expectation will be, will say, if the finance minister or president is hearing me, sustain it for us. I think I am a proud Ghanaian today because of how the economy has transformed. And so sustainability is usually the question that we have to answer anytime, of course, we engage our international partners and tell them that Ghana, this is the real Ghana. And 2025 has proven the capability of the Ghanaian to manage his own affairs and to transform the fortunes of our own country. It's amazing how we have transformed, but the next conversation or what I will ask for is sustainability.
Country leader and chief executive of Sanlam Allianz Life Insurance Ghana, Teria Ben Ahmed. And that's all for business on Newsnight. And back to you, Kenneth and
Benaya.
The same name.
Yeah, majority chief whip.
Yeah, me this.
Arsenal is playing today, right? Or not today?
Yeah. No, I think it's tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow.
Yeah. I hope you lose though, but let's see. So in sports, Asante Kotoko's interim coach Prince also says he's confident his side will turn their season around and mount pressure on league leaders, starting with a victory with rivals Hatsufok this weekend. Now also took charge of the team for the first time after head coach Karimizito left the club 24 hours ago following Kotoko's poor run of form. Now speaking to the media for the first time since assuming the role, the former striker is already looking forward to the showdown and believes this presents a perfect opportunity to spark revival.
Yeah, I think what I would say, we are ready. We're starting training today to face Hatsufok. One thing I'll bring back to us, on the last game we played, we didn't have our way. Things didn't go well for us. We have to make amendments. And we're ready to work very hard this week so that we can close up the gap to get a win from Hatsufok. When it comes to Hatsufok and Kotoko, I don't count by what has happened before. It's the performance of the day on the pitch and how bad the other team wants it. That's what gives the results. So we are also starting to try and get ourselves ready for the game.
And that's it for the sports segment.
Well, thank you, Benaya. But don't go yet. My former team, Manchester United and West Ham.
How are they their former team? So you left Manchester United and you ran away to Real Madrid.
No, I supported both of them, but I left one of them.
How do you support both clubs?
You know the supporter who says he's only going to cut his hair. If Man U wins 5
games in a row. Yeah.
Do you think today will be the day
against West Ham with the kind of form Manchester United are in? I believe it might happen today.
I'm rooting for them somehow.
You're rooting for them somehow. But anything can happen in football, though.
You know. Thank you very much, Benaya.
Away from sports, the High Court has dismissed an application filed by lawyers for the former Deputy Director of the National Service Authority, Gov't Owari Mensah, seeking a referral to the Supreme Court for constitutional interpretation over provisions in the practice directions on disclosure and case management in criminal proceedings. The application followed a directive by the High Court ordering Gov't Owari Mensah to file a list of witnesses she intends to call, including their addresses, should she be required to open her defense. My colleague Fatal Bayaga has joined me in studio with more on this case. Fatal, lawyers for Gov't Owari Mensah mounted a strong argument against this directive. What were their reasons?
Absolutely, Gemma. So, dissatisfied with the order, Gov't Owari Mensah, through her lawyers led by Gary Nemakomafo, filed a motion asking the High Court to refer the matter to the Supreme Court for constitutional interpretation. She argued that there are inconsistencies between the practice direction on disclosure and case management proceedings 2018 and 1992, or in the 1992 Constitution. So, Gemma, specifically, the defense contended that requiring an accused person to disclose the names and addresses of witnesses at the case management stage violates the presumption of innocence guaranteed under Article 19, 2C of the Constitution.
And what was the response of the prosecution?
Gemma, the prosecution led by the Director of Public Prosecutions, Mrs. Yvonne Atokra Obuabisa, vehemently opposed the application, arguing that there is no ambiguity in the practice directions and that they do not conflict with the provisions of the 1992 Constitution.
And the judge gave his ruling.
Absolutely, Gemma. Delivering her ruling today, the presiding judge, Justice Audrey Kokovite, held that the applicant failed to demonstrate that any real issue of constitutional interpretation had arisen to warrant a referral to the Supreme Court. The court consequently dismissed the application in its entirety. Following this ruling, Jema, counsel for the accused, Gary Nemakomafo, informed the court that the defense would apply for the full written reasons for the decision and advise their client on the next steps to take. And Gemma, this case is back in the Accra High Court on the 18th of February this year.
Thank you very much for Tao Bayaga with the details of the case in court today, having to do with the former deputy director of the National the NSA Gov't Owari.
And across Ghana's historic bread basket, a quiet crisis is taking root. As climate change brings together droughts and fallen yields, many farmers are abandoning traditional crops and turning to cashew, a tree that survives harsh conditions. What started as a practical response to climate pressure has grown into a rush for profit, with large areas of fertile farmland now converted into cashew plantations. In this episode of Climate Evidence, JoyNews' Anasabit examines what is happening in the Bono East region, where a crop that promises survival for farmers may also be putting Ghana's food security at risk.
In the heart of Ghana's bread basket, a golden crop is forcing a painful choice. In this particular piece, we investigate the cashew dilemma. The change is driven by a harsh, undeniable reality, punishing droughts and rains that no longer come on time. Faced with failing food crops, farmers are turning to this hardy survivor.
If you have a cashew farm, let's say the cashew season is settled, you become a big man. The cash flow.
The story of these farmers is a dream driving the boom. Cashew now supports about 300,000 farming families. The national ambition is huge, to boost annual exports from nearly $400 million to over $660 million. But this rapid shift is creating a stark new reality on the ground, with food crop farmers the most affected.
In our place, but I told them where we used to farm, they have used a lot of the land for cashew plantation, so you can't get vast land to farm.
Osman Young, the area officer with the Environmental Protection Agency, says the situation makes the land more vulnerable to climate impacts like pests and erosion.
Once we are destroying our biodiversity and converting those lands into cashew plantation, the benefits of carbon sequestration that we get from our biodiversity will reduce.
Regional Director of Agriculture, James Adu, has this to say.
If we plant all our land with three crops, what will we eat? So if you don't strategize and plan well, and a time will come, we will have food insecurity.
Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture, John Dumelo, says there is the need to enforce a balanced land use policy.
Well, I think there should be a fine balance between cash crops and then, vegetables as well. And I think over the years, cash crops is trying to overtake it. But all these crops are very important to our economy. And so it's very important to have a fine balance.
Anasabit, JoyNews. Teachman.
This story is brought to you by JoyNews in partnership with CDKN Ghana, University of Ghana Center for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies, with funding from Claire R4I Opportunities Fund.
That's it for News 9 tonight. But before we go, here are some of your messages you've been sending to our WhatsApp console. This is from Nana Ekwamua Boatin in Ablekuma Central. He says, I'll be very naive to believe that the NDC committee set up to investigate the conduct of Baba Jamal in the Ayawaso East primaries will recommend for nullification of the results. They will never betray their own. They will always choose their party first. This is certainly another political grandstanding. Well, the story coming in right now is that they have confirmed Baba Jamal to lead the party in the by-election that's coming up. And Philip Abuchi from Keta says, thank God the NDC has maintained Baba Jamal as its parliamentary candidate for the Ayawaso East by-election despite allegations of vote buying that emerged during the party's parliamentary primary held Saturday, February 7th. Nana from Spain said it is very clear that both the NDC and MPP politicians haven't got what it takes to fight corruption in the country called Ghana. A very sad country we live in. That's it for News 9. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. My name is Kenneth. Jesse.
My name is Gemma Apia.
Have a good evening.